Okay folks, here we go. Earlier this spring I showed you a video of me taking this, several shorts of me taking McKee Econo Plow model 6+6 off my tractor, which I used to run on my old John Deere 4600. So I'm going to show you several probably little clips of me putting this back on the tractor. Some little things I know about this McKee brand blower. They built this probably exact same blower for John Deere International. I'm sure there's a few others they also build them for. It's been a very good blower. It's an older model. Everything's still pretty solid on it. You got your Pto Shaft. This one doesn't have a gearbox like a lot of the newer ones got. It has bevel gears. And I like to put a little bit of grease on them gears just to help save the life of them. And all the bearings on it, there's two bearings in here, there's one here and one over there you just caught a glimpse of. But those bearings are sealed. And the shaft that's underneath this cover goes to this chain that runs your cross auger. That's on sealed bearings. And this cross auger, even it's on sealed bearings. Like I said, it's about 78 inches wide, so you can take about that wide a swath you want. Normally once I open there up, I take about 2/3 of a swath and does pretty good. And of course, you all know it's the two-stage blower. You got the cross auger pulling the snow into the impeller. It's going to shoot it up, blow it out the chute. Now this chute, you can change the angle of this with this adjustment right here, and all you're going to do is you're going to go from this hole to one of these other 3 holes along here. 2 holes there, my bad. And all that's doing is just changing where this shoots the snow at. I like to shoot it high and arc out as far as it wants to go, but if I'm in real tight area I can aim it downward and have it close and not be that far away. Now this thing is a moved with a hydraulic cylinder. I know a lot of them anymore, they just have the hand crank, but that cylinder, I like it. I'll discuss hoses here in a little bit. But everything's all sealed bearings and all that. Some things I have done to it since I've had it is I put these just plain old light bulbs on it, build a bracket, put these lights on so I can, if I have to use it in the late of the evening after dark, I can put some light on the work area. Now I know LED had been better to go, but at the time when I went to do this, I already had these lights here, so I'm going to use them. Something else I've done to try to help keep me out of the rocks is these shoes, little skid shoes. Now these aren't really meant for this application. They're really meant more for the walk behind snowblower. But I figured if with those on there, maybe they'll help keep me up out of the rock a little bit so I don't pull so many rocks into the auger and then out the impeller and take out windows. At least that's my goal. Now that on this shaft you're seeing here, that shaft that runs the impeller, that does have a shear bolt on it. So if I lock that up, it should shear the bolt and go from there. And I believe there's also one on the Pto Shaft, to where if I catch a big rock or something in the impeller, it should lock up and break off, so I don't tear nothing up. Let's hope. On these hydraulic hoses, I'm particular about how hooking hoses up. I hate it wastes time when I hook a hose up and it ain't the way I want to run the thing. So what I like to do is like for the one hose I'll put a wire tie on it, so that hose goes to a particular location on my tractor. I've tried to help some farmers in the past. They'll say go hook that disc up on the tractor, and now granted I'm just working with one cylinder. There might be a wing type disc and it's got two sets of hoses. One set for the up down, one set to drop and raise the wings. And I stand there and fight for hours, it seems like, just trying to get the right combination, get the disc to drop and raise and get the wings to go up and down. But anyway, let's go around the 4600. Now what I'm going to do is, that hose that has the wire tie on it, I'm going to put it in this hydraulic coupling right here. That's just my method of how I like to run the hydraulic lever. Now on the 3-point, one thing I kind of like about on this deer is these lower arms. And this is kind of handy when you're trying to follow the contour of the ground. It'll kind of slip right in there. You see that thing moving up and down that slot. Now I like to leave it like that when I'm running the snowblower. But if I'm running like a box blade, grater blade, whatever, I can pull this linch pin here out, pull this pin out, rotate this piece 90, and rotate this 90 so they hit up against this on this side and the same on the other side. Then that kind of locks it in place to where it can't float. Then of course it's got these arms on it you put pins in to keep from swaying. But anyway, that's my method on that mess and thoughts. I think I'll stop there so I can get this thing rolled over and start hooking it up, and then I'll start you another video and bore you with that. As always, comment, rate, subscribe, please and thank you. Those of you that have, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, and take care, stay safe.